Hey, beautiful Sag, welcome back, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Sagittarius, I don't know about you, but I'm finding myself very tired today. So, I'm not sure why. Sagittarius, messages, please and thank you. Ooh, talent guides, I'll say. That's probably why I'm tired. Guys, my wheels have been spinning, and thinking of creative projects and stuff. I swear, your spirit mentors and teachers, you could be mentors now, guys. Elementals, nature spirits, the four elements, groundedness. Woo. Well, you're not in any entanglements anymore. That seems to be why you got out of this hot mess here. Someone tried to involve you in some kind of entanglement, but you didn't fall for it, Sag. That's about it. You detached. Your guides and your archangels are all here, keeping you balanced, keeping you stable. You have no desire to be involved in any entanglements with people. This is people, places, or things that bring you drama. That's what the problem was. All your archangels are here, bringing you in joy and blessings. Okay, unless people, Spirit is clear, straight up telling you, unless people are bringing you peace and harmony and joy, you're not engaging in any emotional drama entanglements. It is not happening. Partnerships, contracts, commitments. Sagittarius. It's like not happening. Look at all your talent scouts here. Archangel Haniel, Raguel, Zedekiel, all these, the four elementals are here, guys, helping you ground. That is the truth, the magician's sword. Somebody tried to engage you in some kind of emotional entanglement, or you may have found yourself that you were getting drawn into some kind of emotional entanglement. But it ain't gonna happen. No. No. Spirit is saying, I would rather be alone. You know, could have gotten you lost for. Geez, Sagittarius, my throat chakra does not want to communicate. Anyway, it might have left you feeling lost for a while, but you've taken a bold step forward. You reached the farther gate, and here you are heralding the change that comes with freeing yourself. Let's get you some financial messages, Sagittarius. The Feast of Plenty, there are consequences, right? To everybody's choice. Somebody was Pinocchio, a habitual liar here. It could have made you feel confused. Like, what the hell? Excuse me, Sagittarius. My God. Somebody does not want me communicating this. And that's what, see, look. You're communicating here, Sag. Somebody did not want you communicating with somebody. Or someone did not want someone communicating with you. This is communication, but somebody, so you're not in communication with someone, or you stopped communicating with someone because you were not getting drawn into any emotional entanglements with anyone, particularly if they're not serving your higher good. I think you use the magician's sword, and I think you're moving on to the next phase, the next chapter. Show yourself compassion and be kind to yourself. Okay, so it's almost as if you needed to heal. Okay? Now, hey, Sag, either you have become the mentor, Sag, or you needed a mentor. Persistence. Your persistence is paying off. Don't give up now. So you may... Hang on. Well, okay, you could be working from home. This could be a lucky break for you coming in, Sagittarius. You may have had or have the opportunity to work from home. Be persistent. Don't give up too easily, Spirit saying. Okay. Now you might be doing a home-based business. So don't let your emotions get the better of you, Sag. Your emotions could be affecting your finances. Here you are, self-made. You're underutilizing your own strengths to your advantage. So you may have been just hang on, this can go two ways. You could have been more focused in on your love life before and not paying attention to your work. Like this, you were more focused on your love life before than what you were focused in on your work life. Keeping everything in balance. It seems like now you're focusing more on your career and your work life than what you are on your love life. It's about achieving balance. Ay, ay, ay. You've been settling for less, Sagittarius, in your past. You've been settling for less. You were not utilizing your talents. You're very talented at writing, artistic endeavors. You are self-made. You were born to lead. Okay, well, all right then. So in your past, it's looking like you have settled for less. Like you have settled for things that were difficult. You may have had a lot of challenges, emotional entanglements, such as raising kids. So of course you are more focused in on, like, you may have had to give up the things that you loved in order to take care of those who you cared about. Like, this seems to be an opportunity for you, Sagittarius, to, like, you're not as emotionally invested in things anymore as what you once were. I'm not saying you stop loving your kids, but at a certain point, they start looking after themselves. So now, Sagittarius, you've been doing for others, and you've had to settle for less for whatever reasons, such as, you got to pay the bills, the steady paycheck coming in, you've got a family to take care of, you've got needs that need to be met. It seems as if you put your life on hold due to emotional attachments to others or because of others. You never took the time to discover your own talents. You may have not have even noticed that you were under utilizing your own talents. You could have settled for jobs that paid less, harder work. You may have even known that you were settling, but not anymore. Now you're becoming self-made, doing what, utilizing your skills and talents to your best suited professions. Some of you may be into spirituality. Don't give up. It says fight for what you want. Fight for what you want. And to avoid conflicts, Sagittarius, you may have settled for less. Like, I don't want a problem here, I'll just do this job. I don't want to, and in relationships as well. People wanting you to give up, wanting you to settle for less. Or you yourself. Now it seems as if you're making choices in your life that make you happy. Finding careers that make you happy. Relationships that make you feel like you're not settling. That was the past. You're dealing with a lot of gossip. Maybe a lot of people wanted you to settle for less, Sag. Like, not seeing your value, not seeing your gifts, not seeing. And now this gossip doesn't always have to be bad. People could have been gossiping about you, thinking that you were settling for less. A lot of people around you may have thought, you deserve more. Gossip doesn't always have to be a bad thing. People could have gossiped and said you were settling for less. I don't know. Depends on who your people folk around you are. But now you're seeing your value and your worth. Queen of Pentacles. So, oh, Jesus. Karmic lovers. I don't know. You walked away. You're just like, I'm not. Oh, well, maybe somebody wanted you to fight for them. Maybe somebody wanted to compete. Wanted you to compete for them. I don't know. But you left. And Spirit's saying, maybe you gave up too soon. Or like, I don't know. It's like, there's a better opportunity. There is something better here where you're not settling. The Empress. the world. Closing out chapters and progressing. Taking your power back. Boom. Everything in balance, Saggy. Everything in balance. Out of balance in the past. You were out of balance. You were settling, Sag. Everything, it's all about balance. So in your past, you were out of balance. Like, you could have been focusing more on your love relationships, less on your work relationships. Now it seems like you've swung the other way. You're working more on your career than you are your love relationships. And it's about finding that fine balance. Well, this person got involved with some kind of entanglement that they started, you could have started stressing out about, or they started stressing about. And it's like, well, geez. Competition. Okay. So you've had to set up boundaries. This is earning you respect. You weren't settling, Sag. You weren't settling for less. And now it's like you're finding balance back in your life. You're getting balance back in your life. And keep a balance between your romantic connections, your emotional connections, and your work. Finding that equal balance. You may have the opportunity to work from home. Jesus, Sag. You may have been weighted down an awful lot with things to do with home, things to do with family. Happiness. Oh, you're like, I'm so damn happy. I'm so damn happy. I don't know, maybe you're changing careers, maybe you're changing positions. Maybe now you're focusing more on the financial end of things than the emotional end of things. So you're striving here, Sag, and it's telling you to keep a balance. Keep everything in balance between your personal life, your home life, and your financial life. Got an emperor here who's hiding. This is work options. You could be finding your dream job. Something you're passionate about. You were not utilizing your gifts before. And now it's looking like you're looking at a job that you can utilize your experiences and your gifts. Some of you are going to become self-employed. Some of you are going to be working from home. Again, it is balancing your home life, your family life, and your work life. Keep it in balance. Keep it in balance. Like, I don't think you were utilizing all your gifts before. I think that you've been in positions where you've had to work incredibly hard. Like, who has time for home life when you're working all the time? And it's like keeping a balance. This person may have thought you gave up too easily. People may think, you give up too easily. But when a Sag is discontent, and when a Sag is done, a Sag is done. Like, a lot of people don't understand Sagittarian energy. Like, you're not going to be caught up in emotional turmoils and turbulences. Probably because you've had a lifetime of it. I don't blame you. But a lot of people don't understand that, Sag. They don't understand you. So it's like, you may have made a decision in your life. Maybe you were away from family too much. You were working all the time, but you could have been working hard for lesser pay. But now you're working less hard for more pay. And it's like you have more time for family, or you have more time for your children, or you have more quality time at home. It's like, because now you're utilizing your gifts, you're utilizing your talents. You're great at multitasking, Sagittarius, but I mean, come on, let's face it, not always have you had time to have those wonderful moments in life where you get to be at home and you get to do special projects and you get to visit family more and participate with family. And now it's like things are balancing out for you. The scales are tipping in your favor. You're getting more balance. It's like you're going to be able to get more time at home. More time to enjoy your home, your family, your loved ones. I don't think before that option was readily available to you. You were working really hard, persisting, pushing, that proverbial rock uphill. And it's like difficult. A lot of entanglements. You know what I mean? It's like people may think about you give up too easily, you should have fought, you should have competed, you should have did this, you should have did that. Who cares what they think? You know what, Sagittarius? You look at change as a good thing. It's like, woohoo, let me at it. You're different than other people, Sag. You just are. Somebody, like, a lot of people think you gotta grind, like, don't do what I did, Sag. Like, I'm old, and I did that my whole life. I struggled, uphill battle, all the time. All the time. I was doing jobs that were beneath me. I was working so hard. Like, I kid you not. And I did. I had very little time at home. Very little time to appreciate even being home. Like, seriously. Now I'm in a position to be at home. I am at home, but I look back at my life and I go, why didn't I do this like 30 years ago? I knew I was discontent. I knew I was battling an uphill battle by doing what I was doing, but I was not utilizing my talents, and that's what this is saying. You've got to reach a balance where you're utilizing your gifts so that you can be more at home, so that you can have more balance and harmony in your relationships and your personal connections. That's the truth. And it's like a lot of people think you gave up too early. You should have fought more. You should have did this. You should have did that. Sag just like, I don't want to be involved in this bullshit. Like, I don't want drama. I've been there, done it. And people think you give up too quickly, or you give up like you just give up. But in essence, you're not giving up. You're trying to seek improvement. You're heralding change. You are heralding change. A lot of people don't take to change very well. They don't like change. They don't like change. So their perception of you is different. Like I said, this past person thought you were going to chase them, thought that you were going to fight for them, thought that you were going to do this. And you just like, okay, change is here. I better get my butt in gear. I got a life to live. I still got bills to pay. I still got to look after me. I got to pay my bills. I got to look after my home. I got to look after my family, my kids. I got to keep on and moving on. You herald change, which is why you're so beloved and why you're so hated at the same time. It's a radical acceptance. People think that you're radical. They do. They don't herald change. They don't like change. They like things to stay the same. These are people that'll stay at the same job for like their whole life and be complacent there and be comfortable there. That typically isn't Saggy material. Sages welcome change. It's like they don't like complacency. They don't like it when things are boring, humdrum, same job every day without bringing something else in to keep them in balance. You like change. A lot of Saggies like change. Like, I'm not saying it's not scary. Change is scary for anyone. But you're willing to take a risk. You are risk takers. Like, you're willing to give it a shot. You're willing to give it anything a chance. Anyone a chance. That's what I said, radical acceptance. This person's like, Sagittarius should have fought for me. Sagittarius should have chased me. Why is Sagittarius ignoring me? How come they're not chasing me? Sagittarius is going, look, I see our relationship is changing. I see you're starting to ignore me. What are you doing? Cheating? And be honest about it. This is about contracts, commitments, partnerships. That's why they feel betrayed. They betrayed this commitment, but they feel betrayed. They were the ones that cheated, but they feel betrayed. They feel like they've been betrayed. Yet they're the ones who ended it. But having said that, at the same time in their mind, they were thinking you should have fought harder for this relationship. You should have pursued them. You should have chased them. Even though they were lying to you, even though they might have cheated on you, it's like they still believed that you'd come chasing them. And Sagittarius is like, oh, well, I have to accept this change. You know, I understand that everything changes. I understand that they have changed. They're not the same person they were. I'm not the same person that I was. I have to do the changing. It's me. I'm the one that's got to change. So you did. And so you did. Look at this. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's that nothing is happening. Resisting change was blocking the good things that the universe wanted to give to you. If you're not willing to take a chance, then everything is going to stay the same. But when you go out there and you look at things as, yes, it's risky, I could fail, or I could win. The best case scenario is you come out with the 10 of Pentacles. The worst case scenario is you come out with the 5 of Pentacles. Either way, you can rebuild. We're looking at the worst case scenario and we're looking at the best case scenario. The best case scenario is you get the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles and you get your happiness. Who wouldn't take a risk? If I told you that you had the possibility and the potential to have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, would you not want to take that risk? This is taking a leap of faith into the unknown. This is trusting your talents, trusting your talent guides, your mentors, your archangels and your guides. And if they're all saying, herald this change, come on, Sagittarius, get on that horse and get on at her. And if you didn't listen to that voice, and if you weren't willing to take that chance, Sagittarius, there wasn't much to look forward to here anyway. Persisting. It's like pushing a rock uphill. It's going to eventually roll down if you don't have teamwork. You didn't have a team to work with, Sag. So really, in essence, you've embraced this change. You're like, well, what the hell have I got to lose? What do I have to gain? Well, there's a potential for the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Of course you should take this change. Of course you should embrace this change. It's a good change. Because you will never get different results doing the same thing. And that's what this was. This person wanted you to chase them. They wanted you, You give up too easily. You should have competed. You should have laid it all out there. You should have chased this person. You should have pursued them. Or pursued this position or pursued this job. And you're like looking at it going, well, what's in it for me? Looks like I'm going to be repeating the same thing over and over again. I am working at a dead-end job that doesn't pay me very much. I'm with a person that I never get to see. I'm missing my family. I am missing my connections. Well, and you were willing to take a risk at it. You were willing still at that time to take a risk on this person. But what you were not willing to do was settle and stay in a dead-end job. This person could have got their dander up and said, well, Sagittarius quit their job, or Sagittarius, maybe they're not dependable, maybe they're not reliable, yet you're the most reliable person here as the Queen of Pentacles. You were dependable, you were reliable. That is half the problem. You were there. You know what I mean? You've had to change your mindset. Make yourself less unavailable. You are embracing change. So this person likes things the same. They're a fixed energy. They don't like change. Fixed signs do not like change. They do not like it. So you made up and quit a job. You may have said this job is dead end. I'm going to end up dead here if I keep working like this. This person would have said, keep working like this. Don't take a risk. You've got a paycheck. Stay. Well, Sag is like, I can see I'm getting burnt out. I can see I'm getting very little pay. I can see that this person, you had a clash with this person. I'm sorry you did. You want to improve. They want things to stay the same. You want advancement, their comfort zone. They settle for less, even though they know they're worth more. They're comfortable. They don't like rocking the boat in their comfortability. You, on the other hand, Sag, you like comfortability too. I'm not saying you don't, but you're willing to take a chance. You took a chance on this person or you never would have met them. Give me a break here. If you were not a risk taker, Sagittarius, you never would have taken the chance on this person. I think you settled for less. Because this is a person who is easily discontent and bored, but they won't do anything about it. They complain, they'll sit and complain about their life, but they are too afraid to change it. Where you, on the other hand, you see something you don't like. You know it's not a good job, you know it's not a good relationship, and you will up and you will make change. Like, you were settling in dead-end jobs. You were. You knew it. And when you got the chance, and when you get the chance to have something better, you will take the risk to have that something better. And it's paying off for you. It's paying off. This person settled. They're settling. And had you stayed with this person, you would have been settling too. You're not made that way. You aren't made that way to settle for less. How can you have the best if you settle? How can you advance if you keep settling. How can you expect good results doing the same thing you already done? You know what you're going to get. This person settles. They didn't want to fight. They didn't want to, they gave up too easy. They're the ones that give up too easy. Yet they're saying that you give up too easy. They're saying you give up too easy. You should have fought for me. You should have fought for this relationship. You should have did this. You should have did that. But they're not doing it. They wanted you to do all the work. They wanted you to do it. It's teamwork. Teamwork. All your ideas, all the things you put in front of this person, you shared your ideas, your thoughts on it, and they'd be like, yeah, but. No, they would the type that complains about their job 24 hours a day. They know it isn't going to change, but they stay there complaining about the job. Because they're comfortable. And they lack the innovation to take it to the next level, to step out of their comfort zone. That's what they did do. That's what they did do. So it's weird. This person thinks you give up too easily. That you should have fought for this connection. That you should have did this. That you should have did this. But yet, in essence, they're the ones that actually settled for less. Where you are striving for something better. And striving. Who wants to stay down here when you can be up here? You're up here, Saggy. You're progressing. But keep it in balance. Keep it in balance. Enough time at home, enough time for your personal relationships, as well as your career and your work. This person's stubborn. They don't like change. They don't like change. I'm not saying Sagittarius is, don't get me wrong, you're not fleeting. See, that's where people misunderstand Sag. They think you're flighty. They think you'll fly the coop. They think that you're not reliable or dependable, yet you're the most dependable here, the Queen of Pentacles. But you can't stay the same for 50 years or 60 years. You know what I'm saying? Saggies need stimulation. They need a goal to work toward. They need to focus on something. They need to strive for achievement. And that's why you're beloved, and at the same time you're hated. Because there are a lot of people that do not like change. Like when you quit a job and they've had their best worker there, one of their best workers. Yeah, you piss your employers off, okay? You piss off relationships. You piss off people in your personal life. You piss everybody off, Sag. And at the same time, people who get it, get it. And those that don't, never will. They don't get it. They're comfortable. They're complacent. And they're comfortable in that environment. And yet, they're the ones complaining about their life, complaining about their job, non-stop. So, in order to make change, you got to take a risk. You will lose sometimes. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. You will lose sometimes, but you're going to win sometimes too. And even if you fail, There is no such a thing as failure if you attempted it. So what if you fail? You can get right on a back up and try something else. Do you know what I mean? You don't give up easily, Sag. You don't give up easily. You're persistent. You fight. But there reaches a point where you reach a spot in your life where you're like, I know this is not good for me. I know this is not healthy for me. And if I stay in this position or I stay in this relationship, I'm not stimulated. I need to be stimulated. I need things to do. I need to be motivated. I gotta, you're a self-starter, a self-motivator. You don't wait for people to motivate you. You are a self-motivator. You're self-made. Yes, people talk. Yes, people gossip. And they say, oh, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I've even had that with my own employment. Okay, people saying, Frankie, are you crazy? You can't get a job out there. And, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. And everybody would be complaining about the job. And I'm like, well, I'm going to find something else. I'm finding something else. And they're like, are you crazy? There are no jobs out there. There's no jobs out there. And I would just sit and I would keep my opinion to myself. And those same people are still there with the same complaints. They're still complaining about the same job. And afraid. They're settling and they know it too. But they stay because they're afraid, what if there is nothing else out there? Which is why you never quit a job till you got a job. You know what I mean? You don't have to be foolish about it. You don't quit a job till you have one. I did that for a person one time. They go, I know you're right, Frankie. I hate working here. But I can't get another job. Who's going to hire me? This is all the negative things that I've heard out of people I care about yet. And I'm trying to help them. And they go, there's nothing else out there. You're lucky to have a job. You're lucky to have a job. You're lucky to have a job. Where my brain thinks they're lucky to have a good worker as well. Like it's a two-way street. It's teamwork. They're lucky to have a good worker because there are a lot of workers that are not so good. So they're lucky too when they find a really good worker, and they should treat you well if you're a good worker. But this person in particular, I says, how about this? I understand you're afraid. So how about I find you a job? Well, if you can, great. That'd be awesome. I found that same person 6 jobs and they turned each and every one of them down, and they were all for more money. Longer time employed, and they still turned it down because they don't want to leave their comfort zone. Yet they were complaining about it 24/7 to me. So I says, I'll tell you what, I'll find you a job. Sure, I got no problem with that. I'll find you one. 6 jobs I come up with. 6 willing. I already talked to the bosses, willing to hire this person. Had it all set up for them. The buggers didn't even go to the frickin' interview. So don't come to me complaining anymore, because I don't want to hear it. You like complaining. That's what I said to them. You like complaining because I found you employment. at your convenience to suit your schedule and what you had going on in your life. I did. I found 6. None of them were good enough. Yet it was better than what they had. They got half the year off. They would have had half the year off to do whatever else that they were doing. It was perfect for them with higher pay, but had way more time off. Still not good enough. Then do not complain to me, and I will no longer help you. Find a job. Thank you very much. See, I think differently than a lot of people. Everybody's scared. That's why you're supposed to go against the masses. Everybody says, don't do this. That's what you should be doing. I've learned that a long time ago. Oh, great. You don't want it? I'll go grab it. I know somebody who does want that job. You know what I mean? I've passed on jobs to tons of people because I'm always looking all the time. I don't stop looking. Even when I have a job, I'm still looking for a job. I never stop. And although I may not take that job, I'll pass it along to someone else. I have no issue doing that. But I can assure you, I was not in some positions that I have. I gotta say, I was utilizing my talents. And in other positions, I was not. And I knew it. And I knew I had to make change. But some people know that they are, and they will not make change. They like to complain about what they don't have. And when I hear someone do that, I'll say, well, I'll help you. And then they burn me. And then I say, well, I ain't helping you no more. And they get all pissy about it. You want something in this world, you got to pursue it and you got to fight for it. But you should not have to fight for a relationship when you've already fought for that relationship. You don't have to sit there chasing after people, settling for less. I'm sorry. Not happening. And I think many of you Sagittarians are the same. You know, like, I have no issue pursuing something that I really, really want. But I ain't chasing no person to be in my life. It'll never happen. Nope. I always think when I first started this channel, I used to say, I haven't done that since I was a teenager. I will never forget this, being a teenager. And I thought my world was going to end because somebody was leaving my life or pretending to leave my life. And I thought about that chasing, and I literally chased that vehicle down the street. And I swore to myself I would never do that again, ever, ever. That was teenage, though. You don't know any better. You think that you're going to be alone the rest of your life, or you're never going to find anybody new, and so you better chase. That's what I figured when I was a teenager. I literally freaking ran down the street after that vehicle. Don't go. I should have let them go. I swear to God, they weren't worth chasing. That's just my experience, guys. You hang in there, Sag, and don't settle for less. And if you're in a position where you want a change, keep looking. Sell yourself, your skills, focus in on your experience and your skills and talents, and look for something where you can utilize those gifts and talents. Because when you love doing what you do, it doesn't feel like grueling work. It's still work, Sagittarius, but when you're doing what you love, it comes naturally, and it's like a pleasure to do that work. That's what seems to be happening and what you're guided toward. Take care.